Well, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me for an exciting session of what could be the next exciting thing in the Monsters Expedition exhibition installation thing, if you know what I mean. Wonderful to see you. Mr. Brian, Mr. Michael, Mr. Chris is here, and also Mr. Aaron, and I believe Miss Julia might be joining us. Thank you so much for dropping by. And anyone else who's out there watching, thank you. Brian, very exciting stuff. I have indeed found a way to permanently disable the updates on my streaming PC. So what happened was that every so often, basically every 30 days, I get stung with something in which Windows wants to apply an update. Something isn't working out, and as a result, the update doesn't work. So usually what Windows does at that point is to say, oh, hey, something didn't work. I'm going to go restart and roll the update back. And then I'll leave it for 30 days in the hopes that the Microsoft developers will have a fix that will obviously in 30 days not cause this issue anymore. But I don't know, on my streaming PC, there's something that just isn't working, and 30 days later, the same thing happens. So sometimes what can happen is that you can postpone updates in Windows, but yesterday I found, or actually Julia found a way to permanently disable them, and I thought I'd share that with you before we get started. So what we need to do then in order to make that happen is we head over here to the little search icon and find something called services. So just search for services. Here it is. And if you click on that, actually I didn't, let me just do this again because I didn't have my little orange pointer on. And if I want to turn this into a clip, it'll be great to have that. Good morning, Julia. Good to see you. So here's how you can disable Windows updates permanently. You head over down to the bottom left-hand corner and just go into this little search bar. And you type in services, and then a long list of ever so slightly scary things comes up. And one of them, if you search in this box at the very bottom here, is called Windows Update. I believe there's a search option as well, but somewhere here is Windows Update. That little thing here, and it tells you what this is all about. It's essentially the daemon, how you handle the daemon that is in charge of updating Windows. If you double click that, this little window comes up, little explanation is happening here. Startup type is set to manual by default, and this is how this thing gets started when Windows boots up. So I'm going to go and switch this to disabled. And on this PC, it's currently in its default state. Disabled means that next time my computer starts, the Windows Update service is not going to start and not going to bother me. For the current session, though, it is still running, and you can see that in this little section here. So if I switch this, if I stop this now, then there's no more Windows updates that are being applied in this current session. And when I restart this, remains on stop, so there's nothing that gets checked. If I ever wanted to start this up again, I'll click Start. This stop thing is quite interesting because often what happens is that you're in this position, and I was like that on my streaming PC, that when you come to shut your system down and go under here and you go to the power, then often you see this option that you can shut down and update, and you can restart and update, but those are the only options. So in my case, I didn't have the option to say, well, just shut down and don't update, don't do anything. There was just no option to do that. And if I when that happens and you switch this service off, if you stop the service, then you get the regular shutdown option. And you get into a position where you don't have to update your PC. And I thought that was very, very beneficial. And as I said, I mean, I say forever, it's just one of those things. If I wanted to start this up and this PC seems to work fine, I can just go and start this again, put this back to manual, which is where it was. And you know, everything's going to be fine. But yeah, I thought that is quite nice. So the last thing that you need to do when it's on disabled, hit apply and hit OK, and then updates no more. Thank you, Windows. I thought that's just so cool. And I think many of the older systems that can't handle current Windows updates will benefit from this. So very, very cool. Because the other way, like you said, Brian, the regular way was if you head over to updates and you go check for updates. Was that here? There was this option that you can postpone updates for a while. Exit, that is completely not, no, don't worry about whatever. No. Maybe it's switched off now, but you know this option where you can say postpone Windows updates for, I don't know, 15 days, and then Windows will leave you alone for that time, but then it sneaks up on you again. And I'd rather have this approach where I'll apply updates when I'm good and ready and when I have the time for it. Because what I hate is literally coming here 20 minutes before showtime, I switch on my streaming PC and it doesn't work, and I really can't have that. So yes, I thought I'll throw that in. I'll turn this into a clip. That'd be good for as a standalone video. Speaking of clips, there's something else I wanted to show you that I've written an article about recently, but I don't really have a shortish corresponding video to it, and that is a DAZ Studio related matter, namely how do we create controllers in DAZ Studio. They're very powerful little things in which you can with which you can change multiple parameters at the same time. There could be morph targets, there could be joint rotations, there could be all kinds of things. And the Pose Architect products, they make heavy use of that in conjunction with other things. But I thought I'm going to show you how this works. I'll use my latest product, the StreamSafe texture product, and just pick the bottom right lady for this demonstration. And I'm going to go and apply various bends to her that I will go and add to my own slider. So let me go and do that. Let me go and bend her into position and make it something rather complex. Let's use Power Pose for that. So I'll go and make her bend over like this. And then I'll have her arms bend as well. That's a little tricky to do. This direction and maybe that direction as well, like so. And then we'll do a bit of correctiveness on here to make it look funky. So yeah, it's a front and back and a bit of twist, I suppose, and some bending like so. That's cool. And we do the same with the other arm, with the other shoulder, should I say, like that. And maybe just have her basically just bend over as if she's exercising. There, they'll do. They'll do. So this is a very complex motion that's happened on various joints, and I can make a single slider that makes all these things happen at the same time, and that is done with the controller. So what we can do then is, first of all, check the top level of our person's hierarchy and put the slider anywhere we want. So I'm going to go and put it maybe under actor. There's so much stuff under actor going, but I'll just add it on here. First of all, I'm going to put this into edit mode. So right click and hit edit mode, and all these sliders become editable. And I'm going to go and create myself a new one. So just right click and select create new property. And that is the physical slider in the interface that will hold all these bits and pieces. So I'll create that and I will call mine, I don't know, bend baby. Name, if you type that into name, then the label is populated as well. The only thing I'm going to do at the very bottom here is that I don't want this to go into the minimum value. So I'm going to go and switch this to 0, but everything else stays the same. You can give it colors, you can give it, you know, paths and where exactly you'd like the slider to show up. But I'm going to stay under actor for now and then just hit create. And that's now created me a property here somewhere. I can't quite, there it is. It's difficult to see. So I'm going to go and filter this out. Bend baby. There, that's it. That's my slider. So I'm going to go and crank this up because currently it doesn't do anything, but I want to marry it up to all these things that I've just dialed up as joint rotations in my character. So really all I have to do is right click this slider when it's in edit mode and go underneath here under ERC freeze. ERC stands for enhanced remote control, I believe. And when you click that, a little dialog comes up that will show you all the things that are now married up to this controller. And I'm going to leave them all alone, hit accept, and that is that. So the magic really happens when I take this thing out of edit mode now, that this one slider is going to make this happen. I can say bend baby, and then all these properties are being dialed in at the same time. So you can make amazing poses with that, or you can create, you can add morphs to this as well if you want. But yeah, that is what a controller can do, and it can literally free you up from having to dial up certain things that you keep doing all the time. You can just go and put them all onto one slider, onto your custom slider, and then go and save that out. Very cool, huh? So this will be saved with your scene. If you go file, save as scene or scene subset, that will save that. But if you wanted to distribute that, then this is handled like a morph. So if you ever wanted to share this with someone, exactly, this is the ERC magic again, exactly. And you start off the day with some stretches. That's right. That's healthy, isn't it? Healthy. If you want to have your Genesis characters exercise, and that's the way to go. If you wanted to share this with somebody, or if you wanted to make this available on other figures of the same generation, you have to save it as a morph target. So this is treated as a morph slider, and that is under Save as Support Asset, Morph Asset. So if you do that, then it is somewhere in here in the Genesis figure. I've put mine under Actor, and there's Bend Baby. So you click that, and then you save that out. Make sure it's in a suitable library. I would imagine a completely empty library should do the trick if you wanted to share it with somebody. If you put it in the main library, then this dial is going to be available on every figure of the same generation that you load in. So careful with that. That's how that works. That's how we set up controllers. Thank you, Michael. I'm glad you appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Come on, bend, baby. Ha, ha, give me 50. Ha, ha. Yes, I thought I'd start the day off with a bit of DAZ exercise before we go and have a look at our little monster friend and how he goes about knocking over trees, which is exciting. This always happens with the epic version. I don't even mind. It's cool. Well then, we have solved so many exciting islands already yesterday, which was really, really nice. Oh, do you know what? One thing I have forgotten, and that is to switch off my little orange pointer. That's going to be annoying when that happens in the game. So let's go get rid of that. Michael, have you seen this game? I forgot if you've seen this game already or not. It's a puzzle game, very, very chilled out. There, he's sleeping. Isn't that cute? He is sleeping. Shall we wake him up? I don't want to wake him up. Poor little guy. Ah, okay, cool. No worries. I couldn't remember if you were here or not. So we got a little bit further, which is nice. But there's still some brain-teasing islands here. This is the perfect chameleon. Was that really where we left off yesterday? Must have been. I can't quite remember. It all looks the same. There's the goldfish. I do remember him. How many islands have we found so far? 148. So there's 599 in total to be discovered. Wow. Yeah, so this is the first problem already. How do I get to the top then? All I can do is knock this tree over, which is of course then preventing me from putting that tree exactly where it needs to be. So, Good morning, Mr. Sydney. How you doing? Total brain teaser and a half already. How are we going to do this? Maybe do that? I don't know. But that isn't going to get us anywhere, is it? If anyone is going to jump over this ravine here, it'll have to be like this. Could do a raft so that he can walk over. Hola, Sid! ¿Cómo estás, muchacho? Yes. This is really the only thing we can do with that tree, isn't it? A process of elimination. This guy can't really do anything like that either. Can we do... That isn't really doing anything for me either. That, also no. And then there's this, but why would we? Oh, I know. We reset this thing. We put this guy over here. We walk over him. We put this guy into this little slot here. Approach him from the back and go boom. And then we put the tree where it needs to be. That is how we do that. Aha. Another mystery solved. I suppose we're going to do the same thing with this tree, right? Sometimes you see it immediately and it's quite cool. Do I see it immediately? No, I don't. Yes, I do. We kick this tree over here. We move him over there, and then this guy will end up in this slot here. It's interesting, it's kind of the same mechanic that we've just introduced in the previous one. And we just go knock this guy over. Aha! Whew. 2 islands down. I think Brian was saying that at one point, Sydney, that his mind at this and Sunday morning is just not up for this, and it's just too much. I hear you, buddy. I hear you. But if you do see a solution that springs to mind, do let us know. What we're going to do here, island number 1191594. How can we serve you? That's too easy. This, though, seems as if it's beckoning us to turn this into a raft. Perhaps if we knock another tree over from this island, that's going to be a raft that takes us up. Maybe. I'm thinking. Speaking of rafts, I wonder if we're actually going to get there, because this looks like another raft island, doesn't it? Like so. And we go sailing. Woo! Look at him go. Did you see that? Did you just see that from the corner of our eye? We did see a snowman there on this island. You can just about see him in the top right corner. It's a little snowman. Those are the friends that we can find. So those are hidden objects in the game that we can, you know, we go around and hug. Basically, we give snowmen a hug, and there are, I don't know, 50 or so in this whole game. Julia and I in our main game on the Apple Arcade, we found 3 so far, which is not a lot. Here's our pet Cloud again. I think we've had him yesterday. We've read about him yesterday. But so that is that. How interesting. I'm glad we made this little excursion, because I suppose now we should take this raft. We don't really know where it came from, but we must have built it yesterday. Come on, let's go. Here we go. Another island. So this is where we are right now. There's still that group in the middle that we've sailed past, but it looks like that... Oh, that's Cloud's gone away. I don't know, is it there still, or is it still... I can't tell. Is there something there? I don't think there is. Yes, but our snowman friend, he was kind of here on this island. Don't know how we're going to get to him. Yes, we've explored all this so far, but there's plenty of white stuff that needs to be explored. Looks like we're on the right track. Game saying footsteps are this way. This is a tricky one, so this is the only thing we could do with that tree. We could only knock him over to the left. Nothing else. Maybe then little tree gets pushed over here. But then how do we make use of him? How do we get back over? I'm assuming our idea is to go to the top right there. That's bad. Tree stopped, but there's no way for us to get over. Tricky one. What else can we do with this? But nothing really. This is the only thing that we can do. We could do this, but that isn't gonna really bring us forward. 1.5 hours have passed. Exactly, Nate. We are, of course, at a devastatingly challenging part of the puzzle. Top of the morning, sir. And good morning to your mom as well, if she's watching. Hello, Dragonate's mom. Very good to see you both. I have no idea how to do this. Come on, Nate. You're just coming in. Have a look at this. How do we solve this? It'll be super easy because, you know, just knock it over like so, and you think, hey, that's perfect. We go knock over this tree. That's the only thing we can do for it to break, and then what are we gonna do? I would love it if we can take the tree out of the way and just put this guy over to... Maybe we can just do that. We can just go and sacrifice that tree. That's the way to do it, isn't it? You just go take this tree, knock it down. Okay. That's good to know. Let's do this. Doing really well, Nate. Thank you so much for asking. How are you this morning? Solved another island. That wasn't actually that difficult. I just didn't see it. This is how this works, isn't it? You just, sometimes you see things, sometimes you don't, and it's right in front of you. What's this? A creature containment ball. Looks a bit like the fish bowl from earlier, wasn't it? This human artifact seems to be derived from a popular cartoon series. I can't make out what it is. The show featured a human child who threw balls like this, one at rodents, and shouted, "I must collect all of them." Really? I don't recall that show, I'm afraid. Like so many things in this version of reality, I do not recall. Okay, let's go do this. A hamster ball, that's what it is. Right, a hamster ball, that makes sense. And now we're at the same spot as before. This is a tricky one. Because we can't just push it over here. That'd be too easy. But instead, I mean, how would we do it if we were to succeed? Is this even possible? Because even if this tree is here, like one further down, if we knock it over, it's not going to be long enough for us to reach that second island. So I'm not sure if this isn't maybe a ruse. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this isn't possible. But if it's further up, that's also not really possible then to get over there. If it's one further down, it's also not possible because it doesn't reach that second island. So I wonder if that's actually the way we're supposed to go. I think perhaps not. Pokemon, Michael, absolutely. That's true. It's also a Pokemon thing. So many cultural references that we need to know about to just understand the game. How exciting. So yeah, I think this isn't the island to proceed. Let's go with this island then. This tree, it can come back. That's cool. We can make that happen. We can also do other exciting things, I would imagine. Maybe put him in here. That introduces this mechanic again. I think that might be what we need. When we do that, yeah, I think so. That might be. Is that a good idea? No, it's not, is it? Damn! Because all we can do now is just move this over, but that's it. It's another ruse. Maybe this is not the mechanic we should be pursuing. So I'm thinking quite clearly this guy moves. Whoops, this guy moves over here. That makes sense. But then can't do that because otherwise we'll be able to do this, but we won't be able to do anything else with it. Could do that, but again, not gonna make a difference afterwards. Then the other thing we can do is move this guy over here. Is that beneficial? Only as far as us moving it into here, and that isn't beneficial because we can't then move left or right to go behind it, so maybe not. Tricky one. It's such a simple mechanic, yet I cannot see it. I can't work it out. What's happening? Is it too early in the morning? Haven't we got enough caffeine just yet? I like your avatar, by the way, Michael. I like this. I like this. This is nice. Knock the horizontal one, left one. This one here. I can't though. Because of the stump that's in the way. Then up, you say. Like so. Damn you, YouTube delay. Let's reset. Let's start again. Let's start again. Damn you, stump! So, definitely this way forward, I'm thinking. But also maybe not quite all the way to this tree. Maybe that is our problem. If we don't do that, if we just go this way and that way instead and then move the tree, perhaps then we have it. That would mean I can now go and just sacrifice this tree, not care, and just go do this. The rules, and they change all the time. Just when you thought you've picked up all the rules, then there's some other mechanic that says, hey, now you can walk on top of rocks and you can push trees on top of rocks, and you think, what? No, I didn't know that was possible. What are the prerequisites for me being able to do this? Damn you, rules! Ah, yes. Another one of those brain teaser islands, I take it. I like his little animations as well. I'm looking forward to seeing him eat popcorn. That's gonna be exciting. So, only option is this or that. That's probably less helpful because that's the end of tree as we know it. Much like this one. Yeah, I don't know. At least that way we can go and save him, bring him back into the previous position. This you think, oh brilliant, I'm there, but then of course you run against a rock and you can't actually cross over to the next island, so damn you, rock! Then the only other solution to this devastating puzzle is after we've done this with that tree, do this with that tree. And then go and do this. Ha ha ha! Look at him go! That is cool. All the rules everywhere. Yes, Nate, let's do that. Ah, how exciting. Do you remember us pushing over that tree not knowing what would happen next? Well, I suppose here's our answer. This is a combination of this island and that island. That is interesting. I had no idea. So you push that tree over to the left on island number 1191594, and then you move all the way around, solve all these islands, push this tree over, and then you have a raft that gets you over. That's quite clever. They are, aren't they? I love them as well. Adam de Grandis and Alan Hazelden and Eli Rainsbury and Pip, someone else. Pip, fourth person, was mainly in charge of this game. She basically wrote the story. Pip wrote the story of this game. When you say story, I suppose the came up with all the exhibits, I guess. Look at that, and I think that's us done here. Let's go raft off, cast off. I thought it was island number 1191594 and island number 1271447 combined efforts. Oh, looks like another raft island to me. Well, I say that because there's two ways of rafting out of here, isn't there? There's this way, so I could build a raft here that would get us up, but I suppose we could also build a raft here that would get us over to the left. Interesting. I'm not sure if with this tree, if we can actually put this down, because I can't move it over here, so I think this is the only raftability that is supported in this current. Is it? Yes, look at that. And then we do this, and then we go boom, raft. But how we build a raft here, I don't know, but this is probably the solution to one of these snowman type things. If you are crazy enough to import logs from other islands onto here and then build a raft in this location, which of course forget by the time you even get to this point, then you could build a raft here and, I don't know, find another snowman. Don't know. Let's go sailing. And look at the color correction just change ever so subtly as we go into another biome, I suppose you'd call it. Because now it's summer again. Can't go anywhere apart from put my feet in the water. And then he dangles his feet. It is so cute. I've rebuilt this little guy actually in Blender. I want to rig him in DAZ Studio. See if I can turn him into a Genesis compatible figure so he can wear backpacks. Do you know, Brian, we are actually close, so I suppose we do this and hang out here for a bit, because I think this is the large kind of island. I don't think we can solve it yet, but this here, do you remember those that pop out from the clouds? This, I think, is the island where the ferry picks us back up. So this is technically, this is a large island, and there's a lot of puzzles to be solved. And currently we can't solve any, but as we get back with another raft, I think, with another tree, I think. There we go, that's our exit out of here. That's the ferry back to, you know, Monsterland, once the exhibition is over. So yes, we'll return here, I think, with an additional log that will then get us over these trees. But for now, we're going to have to leave this land behind, I think. I don't even think we can push it. Can we push this tree over anywhere? No, I don't think we can do anything with this tree. It looks like we can, but we can't at the moment. So it'll happen. We'll come back with another large log. And for now, we'll just leave this island alone again. Ah, yes. Another island. So this is where that was. This large island here. Currently not something we want to explore. / can't explore. Pasta, hey? That's what's for breakfast. I like it. I like it. Is it... did you know, Sid, this is kind of interesting. A colleague of mine back in Berlin, back in the late 90s, early 90s even, 1990s, last millennium type thing. She said to me once, hey, sometimes my boyfriend and I, we have leftover pasta. And what she does sometimes is go and take the cold pasta, put milk in it, and put sugar and cinnamon over it. And I said, you can't do that. That's blasphemy. Pasta can't be had with sugar or cold or with milk. And so one evening I went over for dinner with him, and we had pasta for as the main course. And she says, would you like to try my special sweet pasta thing? And I said, okay, I mean, what else can go wrong? And I did, and it was actually quite delicious. It's quite nice. If you have leftover pasta, go and try that. It's a bit like breakfast cereal in that respect. So, no worries, Michael. Thank you so much for dropping by. Appreciate you coming in, and have a wonderful time with your 3D and music ventures. So there we go. Cooking with Jay, episode 2 actually. Yeah. So. I don't know, there's only one tree and I've pushed it in the wrong direction. I shouldn't have done that. Let's go and do that. Fresh off the boat. Let's go to this island. But I do reserve the right to come back here with a raft, push this tree over to the left and build a raft right there. If at all possible. It is a brave move, isn't it? I thought I had nothing to lose. It's my life was in a state of flux at that point. Yes, Berlin, 1992. The wall had just come down, and the west and the eastern part of Berlin had been amalgamated together in the large, big, great city it once was. City maps had been replaced with things that you could no longer tell as a guy from the west where the east stopped and started. Subway stations, for the first time in the history since the late 50s, started stopping again at Eastern Berlin railway stations or subway stations. Very cool. It's not a story in the game. Story of my life, man. Story of my life. Thank you for dropping by. I want to be Luris. Very good to see you. What am I doing? Let's go reset this. Let's go approach this sensibly. This is the only thing we can do, really. Push this tree over down. Nothing else we can do. Then this guy here, he can probably be pushed over here. It's breakfast and dinner amalgamated into one meal. I like it. It's very efficient, you know. I like it. I'm a sucker for efficiency. I would be, wouldn't I? Now, however, what might we want to do here? I mean, this got us to this island, so that's nice. That's a good move. I can't help but think that these two trees are somewhat responsible for us moving over to the other island as well. I have an idea of how to do it. It just involves pushing the trees at the right, into the right order. So this tree here, I'll just go move this out of the way for now. I think I can I still do it? Yeah, I think so. This can be moved over and then moved back, so that's quite nice. I can put this in here, and then I think I can do that. Move this back here. Put this guy over. No. Put this guy. No, I forgot how to do it. I saw it a minute ago. What do I need to do? Do this? No, that's not it. Okay, let's try this again. What I thought I saw. What I thought I saw was that we could possibly use one of these logs here as a pushing off point from here. So if we do this, but we can't. Alas, we can't. So somehow make it possible that this guy stands here and then give him push. But of course that's not as easy as it looks, does it? Tough island this. I can see there's a solution going up. Alright, let's try this again. So another option would be when we move this tree over here, having him stop in a different direction by moving this tree over here. Like that. I don't know if that's helpful though. Especially with that tree still standing here. I can't really tell. Can we make a land raft? Oh yeah, look at that. It's a land raft. First time ever that we've made that. I'm not sure if it's all that helpful here, but you know, we've made it. Maybe this is how we need to do it. Sacrifice you. Or it doesn't even have to be sacrificed. No, actually you have to be sacrificed. Sorry, guy. You're gonna go over here, and then we just go push this guy. Can we do that? I see. If we were, had we been clever and put that other lock thing here, we could just push this somewhere other than here now. If this tree that I've hastily pushed over here, if that had been here, it would have been easy to be pushed over one step to the right, and then maybe I could have pushed it from the thing over here. Is that what we're supposed to do? Damn you, rules! Let's try again. I think there was something valuable in here. Wasn't there? Was there not? That wasn't it. That wasn't just as valuable as I thought it could have been. Let's do this and then do... No, don't do that. Do this. Potentially. Or... I don't know, maybe. Maybe I'm thinking too complicated. Maybe it's actually extremely simple. It's super easy. That's probably not what we're supposed to do, even though it is a very cool idea. So, yeah, that delivers a raft to an island we can now no longer reach. Hmm. Okay, let's do this then. So this definitely pushed this over, then pushed this over. Now it's rolling further because I didn't do anything with the other tree for now. I don't know if that was a good move or not, can't tell. This definitely goes here. This now certainly goes in here. I don't know if that's beneficial for us or not. I still can't tell. If we go and roll this guy over here, we've got this issue again that we could literally now build a raft right in here. That could work. Mightn't it? Might it? I can't tell. Does it? No, it doesn't. Damn you. This isn't going to be one for the land raft, so this is going to make a raft in here. And that's also not going to really... That's not really a solution to this puzzle either, is it? Ah. Oh, God. Any ideas, chaps? What do we do here? Island number 1270620. Why are you not working? So the good thing is we don't have to roll this anywhere for now. We can do other things over here, like, you know, do that. That's probably... Those are two safe moves to make, I'm thinking. It is, isn't it? Yes, I want to be Lurus. I do recommend this game if you want idea games. This is a really good game to do your head in. Frustration level could go through the roof, but you know, it's really nice to explore. These guys have also made two other games along the same lines. One is A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. That is also featuring this character. I think that was the game prior to this. And this guy is also featured, the Black Little Monster, is also featured in a game called Cosmic Express. Those are all difficult and tricky, but they all have the same amount of calmness, and you got to really think about what you're doing. So nice little games. Maybe go around the long way. You think, oh, do you think just basically leave this island alone, sit, and then just go and see what else we can do with other islands before we come back to this? That's a possibility. We can abandon that for now. I feel like we're so close. That is very clever, Nate. I like that. One day we're gonna have animated spinners like that. Do this island, yeah. Let's do that. Let's see. We're so close. But go around. I'm not entirely sure if I know what you mean. Do this island, but go around. I'm not sure where around I should go. So I think what troubles me is, what do we do with this tree here? It can only really go left or right. That's cool. And once we've done that, it can also go this way. It can also go that way, but I think that's less helpful. Oh, that might be... No, I don't think I can, because it doesn't go over the stump. So some islands will let you do that. Like here, for example, if we... I'm just going to bring him back in a second. But if we could do it, if there was a tree over here that we could roll over, it would stop here. Because we can bring it to the island. Sometimes when there's no stump in the way, you could do it. You can bring logs over from one part of the second island to the current island. That is possible. But in this case, because there's a stump right here, if we were to roll something over, it'll just turn into a raft right here. Rules! Again. Good idea though, Nate. Keep it in mind, because this is something we may have to do at one point. This tree then here, just by a process of elimination, it goes this way, rolls into the place where we can build a raft, We can also put it this way, but that's not very efficient. Can also go up this way. Move against that. That would then be able to go into here. If we push it in from the left, that would be a little walkway if ever we needed one. So that tree will make that happen. And then it can also go down this way, but again, that's not helpful really. Let's try this out then with this tree being the walkway kind of guy. Maybe it'll do us good somehow. And it might not do us good. I don't know, it's tempting, isn't it? It could also be that if you put this tree in the other way around, that we can access it from here. If we had a tree that needs to be pushed over that way, but I don't think we have that problem right now. So this looks like it's a more useful way as such. Could it be that we're thinking something that we're not really supposed to do? I don't know. There's sometimes I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, quite clearly there's a little tree that needs to go into this notch here, but it could also be that I'm completely wrong about it. It could be that there's a raft in this position that would take us across, but it could also be that there's a small tree here and then another small tree above it. Not that I can see how to make that happen, but that would be also a walkway into here. We could even have a tree, and I don't think we can make it happen either, but we could have a tree here that would connect these two islands. That's also possible. So there's all these possibilities. I can't seem to make any of them work right now. Any ideas welcome at this point. Does this not... Wouldn't it be nice if we could turn this guy around, that we can have him standing up in this spot and then just push over against it? For that to be possible, this would be standing up, lying down, standing up, lying down, standing up. So why can't we make that happen with this tree? Because this tree we know is standing up, so that's exactly what we need, isn't it? Why can't we make that happen? So standing up, push over here, lying down, standing up, walk over, lying down, standing up. That's going to be possible. Let's try it. Let's try it out. You go over here and it's just this tree. No, we can't, because I can't push it over there. That's the problem, isn't it? Damn you. Once again, fooled. And if we use this tree to make that happen, if we just kick this guy out of the way here, and not even worry about him, can we make that happen then? If he's basically... No, because then there's this thing again. Dang! Totally blank here as well, I have no idea. And I'm sure I've done it in another game, and I just can't figure. I can't remember what the solution was. So this and that for sure, for sure. This, I don't know, something. At least we can go back and forth. I do like that. This guy. Could even be, imagine this as a solution. This goes here and will become a push-off point for a little mini raft we put in here, and then we push ourselves over to that island. That's also a possibility. It sounds crazy, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. But that is also something we could consider. I mean, just as a possibility, make a raft here. But then how would we do that? I mean, you know, if we had this tree, that would be good. That'd be a good start. We could do that. That's, you know, a possibility. Will that help us? Put another guy in here. Yeah, that does this, doesn't it? So that's not it. This is also clearly not it. That's a wrong move. Can't do that. How's this guy getting involved here? Can we go? Can we move you over and build that land raft I was building earlier? I don't remember how to do it. No. That's a great idea. Thank you so much for the input, Roberta. I like it. That would be another very exciting walk cycle to make for a little cat to walk through the overlay. That would be really difficult to make, so unless I find one somewhere, I don't think I can hand animate that from scratch. Let's leave this island well enough alone then, because I think, you know, let's go reset it and just leave this tree up as a reminder that we didn't solve it, and we just go on and see what we can do here. I mean, you know, sometimes you just have to give it a rest. It's just, I'm not seeing it, you're not seeing it, neither of us are seeing it. It's terrible. This is where it gets extremely difficult now, I think, with the islands. Some are just so super simple, and others you think, oh, what? Like this here, for example. What are we going to do with this? It's a good start, but no one can enter the large lock, so we need to go and push a little lock into here. I have a feeling this little channel might have something to do with it. If we were to have a friend like this over here, maybe the other tree can come over and we can go and push him in from here, turn that into a raft, this part, and then go and go down. Maybe even as simple as that. Yes! Man muss auch mal gewinnen können, as my friends in Germany keep saying. Rainbow brittle. Ah, another exhibit. I love it. Let's have a look. Humans used prisms to separate white light into rainbows for many years. Physically capturing rainbows came later when optical scientists discovered imprisming technology. Solid rainbows have a minty flavor and were often sold as sweets. That is exactly how that happened. Very cool. Do you know, it looks like this mechanic here is introduced quite a lot. I feel like that is a clue to how we're supposed to solve the previous island, don't you think? Yeah, very clever. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I've just fallen victim of the ruse. Once again. Yes, so that's how they make Skittles. Exactly. That's how they make Skittles. That is clearly not how to do it. I like the standing gesture and also the little bendy legs. It's just cute. When he's in a relaxed pose, he moves forward like that. That's cute. Very cute. So could it be that we need to go and roll this little tree over here? That might make sense, mightn't it? Let's try that. If we go and put this guy over here, and then we do that, and then we just do this, and go roll this guy over here, making a raft here, letting us pass on the other island. Ah, good solution that. That's not always the answer though, Nate. That is not always the answer. What are we going to do here? That's not right, is it? Let's go and try that with this. Look at that. Super easy. My goodness. Some islands, they just roll off the tongue, don't they? Very good. Others. Oh, another exhibit. Let's have a look. Television wand. These ornate sticks were used to summon or banish entertainment from an electrical box. Possession of the stick allowed the human user to choose what the entire group must watch. So the stick was the focus of much conflict. Yes. I like it. See, I'm instinctively pushing this tree, not even considering was this a wise move or not. Potentially it was not. Or potentially it was. Maybe it's exactly what we need to do here. Can we do this? Maybe. And then go and do that. Could that be? No! Should have done it the other way. That would have been much better. So do that. Leave it there. Then do this. Do that. Then... Then much conflict arises. There was no rejoicing today. Okay, forget that. Let's think about this sensibly. Do this. And no! Same issue. This thing has to be rolled the moment I step off it, otherwise I can't get around it. Interesting, that. Very funny, Brian. It's good. I'm glad. It's just, do you know, this isn't my tree, is it? I didn't know we had a tree already in the YouTube library. I have my own tree in the, you know, for Star Crew members, they get to use their own tree. But I'm happy to replace it with something if we already have a tree like that. Because the thing is, with the amount of people who've joined my channel, I now have one additional one additional custom emote I can use. But I could replace the tree with something else. So if we have a tree already, thank you for finding that, Brian, then we can have two different emotes. So I don't know what we want to do. We could have Slinky. That's a good one. No, because we have Slinky already as well. You found Slinky in the library too. If you use the third tree, indeed, a totally different tree. Much better tree, mind you. Much better tree than the one from the YouTube library. Costs you 99 cents a month to use that tree, by the way. So you say, this could work if I use the bridge behind the exhibit. Let's try that. How might I do that? I mean, there's the third tree that we haven't really used yet. That guy. Could this be used for the bridge? This tree could be used for the bridge if we turn the bridge into a raft. So we could do that. That would work. Now, would it? Yeah, maybe that is the solution, Brian. Sadly, I've sacrificed this tree now, but that might be the solution. Do that and then utilize this tree as one that goes over here. Haha! Let's try it out. Perfect. So this tree, roost tree, we go over here. Then this tree here. This tree here joins my friend over here, making that happen. And now... No, that's not it. That's not it, Jay. No, that's not it either. Oh! Dang! Good Slinky that. I was trying to make that yesterday, Brian. I couldn't figure it out. Maybe it is advanced technology that you're using for that Slinky, but I like that Slinky. Damn you, tree! And then that's the end of that. How is this so difficult? It's a cute little puzzle game. How is this so tremendously difficult? It's a bit like the Rubik's Cube, this is, isn't it? So, okay, if I do this... If I step off it, this is basically like a major decision-making point in the story of island number 1500092. This is tricky. If I do this, it basically means I can't ever go back. And I can't roll the tree over anymore either. A raft up top? No, okay. Yeah, because we don't have a push-off point. I still like Brian's idea of having a bridge behind here. Let me just see how we might be able to utilize that then. If this guy goes and rolls over here. Is that wise? I don't know yet. Is that wise? That's also not wise, is it? If we wanted to build a bridge, it'll have to be here. That's extra difficult as well, because that would mean we have to push something over here and we have to have something that stops something here. That's extremely difficult. One log go over the raft, but you have to push it right away or you can't touch it. Indeed, yes. So you're thinking, Brian, would your bridge be here, or would it be a raft that is that's kind of here somewhere? I'm just looking at the logistics here. We have to have a bridge over there on the left-hand side, don't we? Because here we won't be able to have a. There's no way to cross over here. If we indeed cross with a single tree, then we'd have to have a tree standing up here and then push it over, or standing up here and push it over here. I'm not sure if that's selling the game, you know. I don't think I want to do that. Roll and then maybe knock down and roll the tree that is still up to make a little raft. Let's try that. So let's do this and that. Put this down. Righty. And then we go and put this guy down also. That's not a bad call. And then if we do this, I think Sydney has just given us the solution. Look at that! It's not actually that difficult. Sometimes it's just much easier than it seems. Well done, thank you so much. That was exactly the solution. Thank you, Sid. But it made sense. Very good. Well done. Awesome stuff. Look at that. And now it's another Raft Island extravaganza, I think. I can't tell you. Maybe. Let's do that. We're building a second raft next to the other raft that already had a bridge to get on there. I see. This was too early. Too early. Let's try this again. Very important to use this tree as a little breaking point for t'other tree, like so, and then like that, and then like that. And we'll put this guy in. Then we go over here and put this guy in. Alright, high fives all around. Let's leave this place alone. Oh, this is fun. Oh my goodness, we're seeing my favorite scene now where the guy's eating popcorn. I can't wait. Are you ready for this? Much like the coffee station, little popcorn station gives the guy little snacks while he goes and explores the exhibits of humanity. Okay, are you ready for this? Let's go eat popcorn. Come on. Hilarious! I'm so glad we can be witness to this. So his head is rigged, so that's why he can wiggle it. But it's just one bone, so the whole top part can wiggle. That's quite nice. And I don't think we have much in regards to weight maps on his arms. I think they have 3 bones as well. I was considering how to rig his shoulder, but I don't think he has a shoulder. It's just there's one bone coming out of the body, there's a second bone, and then there's a third bone. I think that's it. I don't think he has shoulders. Isn't that cute? He can eat popcorn now, he can have coffee. This is so cool. And when he's done with it, he just goes and chucks it away. That's a little bit littering here, but it's, you know, we're fine with it. We're okay with it. Notice how it is impossible to knock that tree over to the top island. We have to go to the right island. It is all worth it, isn't it? Look at that. And we even have a popcorn emote. That is so cool. I love it. No, let's do this instead. Popcorn Island. Oh, that is so cute. What are we going to do with one lone tree here? Does that make sense? Is that to reach the top island maybe? I wonder. If we do something like this, and then we do that. Followed by that? No! I don't think so. That isn't good. What are we going to do with one tree on the island? There's more to this tree than meets the eye. Does it? Oh, it rolls right into the top here, doesn't it? If we do this, I think... No, it's the same thing I tried out earlier. It doesn't work. Or does it? No, it doesn't. There's nothing to break it. I was going to roll it into this here, if I can make that happen, but that isn't working either. It's also not really working if I go and push him down, is it? No, because there's nothing to break him either then. And putting him over this way, that's not really getting us... That's not really getting us anywhere, because we're still one little tree short that would make this journey worth a while. No littering, I know. I had it, really. When did I have it? Okay, I'm going to reset it. Let me know when I had it. So, I mean, this here for sure. And, you know, go up to the top island. How did I have it here? The fashion tech! The 3D Syndicate is trying to solve more deforestation-related human exhibits. Dorel, let me show you this. This is so cute. It's a little popcorn station, and the little guy can eat popcorn, so he can go and grab himself a box vigorously, like, and then he goes and eats popcorn. Isn't that cute? I find that so cute. Oh, really? When it made the raft? How exciting! Oh, great, I'm going to try that again. I didn't know. Pshum chucks popcorn away in disgust. With the little raft, was it? That's interesting. And I did that by pushing this up, didn't I? And then over here, then that. And then I do this. Not like that. I think it needs to be one further up, doesn't it? Like so. I had it? I have it! Man, I didn't see that! Ha! Brian, I totally didn't see that. Crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brian's got the solution. Very nice. Very cool. Look at that. And we're already on the next island. Oh, that looks complicated. Let's solve that one next. Let's go back to the other island. Dorel, how is it going? Yeah, this looks much simpler. Yeah, it is actually much simpler. Is it? No, it's not! Damn you, rules! Because this is the logical way to do it, which of course does not work, so let's use the illogical way, and that is move the tree down. Yeah, look at that. That is kind of, sort of, almost working, isn't it? Yes, look at that! And we go do that. Build a little raft in between two little logs. That is cute. And not reaching this secret island on the right-hand side here. Oh yeah, burning the midnight oil and doing heavy work. Yes, of course. Hey, it's all good. It swings and roundabouts, doesn't it? Sometimes you have so much on you don't know where your head is. Other times you think, hey, I'm chilling out. Didn't I have a lot of projects? Now that I have time, what was it again that I was going to do? Or you're not in the mood for it? The good thing is, this is how I look at it. The good thing is you're never going to run out of ideas or projects to do. It sometimes doesn't matter how long they take. And if you have to put something on the back burner, if you just keep chipping away at it, eventually it'll happen. And you know, that's just wonderful. It would be much worse if you think, hey, I have the time and I have run out of ideas to put into reality. So, your first Slinky sighting. Yes, what did you think? Quite proud of the Slinky. It was very, very difficult work. I'm going to go and describe how I've made it in an article, because there's a lot of technical bits to it, and also just so that I don't forget, because it was quite an interesting journey making that Slinky. I built him in Blender and then rigged him in DAZ Studio and then animated him in DAZ Studio. And then the forward motion was a particularly tricky bit that I've used two render passes for that, one as a reference and then one to recreate the forward motion in Premiere. So very, very convoluted process that. Oh, nice. Okay. RPG Maker game. Excellent. That is exciting. So it lets people make their own RPGs, is that right? Or is it an RPG that you create? Speaking of 2D games, by the way, I don't actually know if yours is a 2D game. Sorry, it just came to me when you said RPG Maker. The guys from Game Maker have recently changed their license to something very exciting. It used to be a subscription thing that you had to buy a license for Game Maker, and then you owned it and you could use it, but they went over to a different model that you can get it for free now, and you only need to pay money when you want to publish or share a game. So that's quite nice. That means you can just build a game for free and take as long as you want, and only pay money when you know, I don't know, 6 months down the line, hey, this thing is for me. I remember I had the 30-day license when they had the other licensing model, and I thought, yeah, I can see this being valuable, but 30 days often isn't enough time to invest into a project. It's maybe enough time to evaluate this is something for me, but for me it wasn't long enough, so I never bought the actual license, so I gave up on it. But now with this license, it's kind of nice to get back into it. Very good. You're absolutely right, Brian. It's a 2-second thing that just goes by and haha, funny. I mean, how long does it take to make that? Days, man, days. Very cool. Yes. So I know that you appreciate how long it actually takes to make these things happen. Man, what am I doing here with this island? Shall we even do this island? Yeah, let's do this. Let's go. So reset, put our heads to it, and see what we want to do. And yes, absolutely, Durrell. Durrell is an absolute alcoholic. I'm so sorry. Workaholic. I can't actually comment on the alcoholic part. Workaholic, as well as perfectionist, which isn't often a healthy combination, but leads to amazingly stunning results. I can very much relate to that. The workaholic part, not the alcoholic part. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. How can I mix these two things up? What are we doing here? This looks difficult. It looks extremely simple to go, well, just build one bridge over here and be done with it. But of course, that's not quite how it works, is it? So let's address the first problem is, what is this tree gonna knock against? Probably not here because we can't walk past it. But if we do this, then I would imagine it needs to knock against something. And that something is either going to be this tree, which needs to be pushed away that way, or it needs to be the other tree in either variation. No, it can actually only go this way, because moving it to the top doesn't make sense because we can't then move it, so it'll have to go this way. And then its only purpose might be to break this tree, but that isn't getting us anywhere either, does it? No, it's not. So I wager then that the right large tree isn't the one that's breaking the fall of the little tree. It'll have to be the other tree then. So hence, Yes, absolutely. Then it's going to be that way. But of course, now what do we do in regards to taking the little tree out? Currently, that is now blocking the way over to literally anywhere. Ah, unless we do that, of course. Sacrifice little tree to do this. And now what do we do? We do this, we're screwed. We move it one down, we're screwed. Hey, this is tricky, man. You know, Nate, that could well be too much alcohol while I work. Would this make sense? Somehow. It, you know, almost, but now we're short of the little tree that would literally be the building block. If we could make that happen and have the little tree that'll just roll down here, that would be awesome. But we don't! Damn you, trees! There's also this possibility, but I don't know if that's helpful. So I think this way, then that way, utilize this to break this guy's fall. Or, before we do that, knock him down further this way and then break this guy's fall over here. Could that be possible? The advantage is... nothing, actually. Let's go do this instead. I don't know what to do. This way and then that way. Could that be the solution? As we now go and pop the large tree over there and then make that happen. Yes! That's the solution! See you soon, I want to be Luris. Enjoy dinner. It was nice having you. Look at that. Solution right in front of us. But very convoluted. Also very nice, I must say. Good stuff. Dorel, what a cool game, huh? It was, wasn't it? That was a good solution, including the thinking part. Can I do it again? Can we do it again? Shall we do it again? Let's do it again. Come on. We can do this. Push this tree up. Push this tree over here. It breaking the fall of this guy. And then... no, actually not quite yet. Oh! Push this tree down all the way. Roll this guy down over here. Then pop large tree over and make it roll. Ah, beautiful. Ah, I do like that about this game. And then rather than relish the success of having solved a puzzle, you run into the next one when you think, how am I going to solve this now? Oh dear. Well, this one, I think we move the little tree over here. Right. That's a good start. And then, if I were in a position where I'm behind the large tree, I could push it literally over. But maybe we don't have to do that here. Maybe we'll just do this. Somehow do that. Is that a good idea? Can't tell yet. And then we have this. We could push this now down. And then we have nothing. That's not a good solution. Oh, we can also move that down. That's a double nothing solution. But we can traverse this little channel here, which is cool. Yeah, that wasn't it. That was totally not it. If we were to if we traverse this thing again here, just out of sheer curiosity, if we knock that large tree over to the left, that isn't really a solution either, because that doesn't get us anywhere. So let's discount that idea. Let's discount that idea. I think this, solid and sound. I think also maybe pushing him over here, it kind of makes sense to me. It almost now dictates that the only thing we can do is this. So how do we now break this fall? That we move him over somehow? And let him kind of park right here so that we can then move it down, or do it on the other. We can't do it here because there's rocks in the way. So this guy just needs to move one down further. But in order to make that happen, I need to move this to the left or right. But it needs to have a break, and it can't do that. So this is a gap here, and there's also a gap here. So that's a tricky one, isn't it? What's this guy do? It does nothing, man. Ah, maybe. I'm thinking if we move this guy here and have that be the breaker for this guy, then at least we can move this over here. Or, even better, we do that. And then do that. That would be... that would be nice. But now, I still can't move this guy further left or right. That's a tricky one as well. Does this do anything? Does this do anything? No! Monster is thinking about this as well. Monster is thinking, tricky island that. Any ideas, guys? Of island 1851619? Good thing is we do have another direction, I think, that we can explore. We don't have to do this island if it's too difficult. It is art, isn't it? Well, if we don't push this tree just now, if we just do this, does this help in any way? That we go and push this guy over here. Does that make any sense? Somehow. That certainly makes a raft. Could it be as simple as that? We make a raft and we utilize the little tree as a push-off point. Somehow. Could it be that? We just do this and then... but then we can't go on the raft. So the idea is solid, but since we can't go on the raft, what's the point? So this is not the solution then. It looks great. If the monster would be on the raft now, it could just push off against the tree, would be on the other island. We could also do this and then go have the raft go over here, but then how do we get there? That is not how we do this either. Give me back my tree. Could we instead... Yeah, that's not the solution. Yeah, that's also not going to work. Do the same thing but in a different order. But then how would we get on the raft? I mean, the issue is that either the raft needs to be in a different place, so with these two logs, if they go over to the right one, then I could have the little log stand here, because then I can board the raft from here. But failing that, if it's in this position, I can't board the raft unless we have, because of this little lake in the middle here. Oh, this is tricky, isn't it? Same thing in a different order. Let's try this. Let's go this tree first, maybe. And then this tree. It builds the raft in the same position. Is there a way to build it in a different position? So if we do this, does this help at all? No, it doesn't, because we can't bring this guy. I think we've tried that before. There's no way we can go and get this guy and move it over. I mean, let's try. Maybe that's just the way to do it. We do this. I can't push it because of the rock in the way. If I do that, then it goes a little bit further. But I can push it now, but now there's a stump in the way. Damn you! That's the solution. Different order. Set up the little tree first, that's right, and then push both trees over, because then they'll make a raft down here, and then I can cross. That's the way to do it. Sydney and the fashion tech had it. This is good. So we go, okay, so then we go put the little tree over first, knock that in, and then just put both large trees over. That's the solution, isn't it? Let's do that. Awesome stuffs, guys. This goes over here. Little tree goes in here. Then this tree, doesn't really matter which order we do this in, puts this over here. Oh my god, we have it, we have it, this is it. Put this guy over here and boom! Large raft with a little porchy thing gets us to massive House of Card Islands. Well done! House of Cards, featuring Kevin Spacey. Lesser house and more of a gazebo. This type of human architecture required considerable dexterity to assemble. Humans would have found life far easier if they had just thought of gluing the cards together. Hey, that's a neat idea. So glad we have the monsters to tell us how to do this. And the added benefit of this raft is that we can now go and sail away. Isn't that exciting? That is great. We shall do that as soon as we explore the rest of these here islands. I forgot what the other island was, but I think there was another way to go. Well done, guys. Oh, have we looked at this exhibit here? I don't think we have. Inflatable Chick. This charming creature must be the juvenile form of the inflatable flamingo, clearly. After hatching from the inflatable egg, it takes the water, bobbing about until it reaches maturity. If squeezed, it lets out a squeaky cry, presumably alerting parent birds to the danger. Yes, that is exactly how it worked. Fun, fun, fun. This is great. Did we actually have a second island to explore here? A different path? No, actually we didn't. Look at that. Oh, we had this. No, we did, didn't we? This path here. Keep in mind, raft on the other end. Let's have a look at this island first. Yes. 4 trees is excessive for an island this small, I must say. Also, 3 rocks and 4 trees. That seems excessive as well. I have no idea what to do. This seems logical, but every time I do that, we go and don't really help ourselves. I can see this working. If we can manage to build a raft in this corner, we can at least go up there. So I think I can kind of see that working. There's a trick that Julia uses if you have a constellation like this. I think it makes more sense to this way. If you have a tree here and you have another one lying next to it, you can move this tree over that tree like so. That's kind of a cool mechanic here. It works this way as well, but I don't think we can do anything on this side. So if we do that, clonk, it's something to bear in mind. And then just make sure. Oh, I don't know how to go any further. Damn you, tree. Is that something that'll help us here at all? Only works when the tree's on a stump, so it doesn't work the other way around, like this. That doesn't work. It's a really tricky one, isn't it? 4 trees could also mean that we're supposed to chuck them in here and just have them back up against one another. That's also a possibility. Difficult, that. So I'm thinking this is basically the only thing we can do with this tree. We can only go here, and then to make it useful we put it in here. So I think that's one tree at least taken care of. But these trees here, that's really difficult. I mean, I suppose I could do this. Build a long thing that we can go over. That is a possibility. And maybe just roll the other 2 guys into there, into the middle. Maybe that's the solution. That could be. But how exactly? Oh, we don't know. Could it be as simple as... I don't think it can. That's not how we do that. This perhaps, and then perchance this. I mean, that will get us halfway there, but we really need that other tree to do the same. So, if that is indeed the solution, I mean, it looks like it could be feasible. It is probably the most feasible, isn't it? So what we must not do with this tree is put it up or put it down. The only thing we can do is really put it to the left. Let's keep that in mind as we solve this devilishly difficult puzzle. So this guy mustn't do that because it'll only go left or right, and that's kind of a trap here. It also mustn't do this because then we can't do anything with it anymore either. So it has to be this way, which kind of dictates its next move, which is over here. But now what? We could do that, but now we can't actually go and put it... Oh, we can do this, can't we? No, we can't! Ah! Oh. This is so difficult. Why is this so difficult? What did we do with this tree? Did we went past, didn't we? Let's go and... Before we do anything with that guy, can we do this? And then we do that. Is that a good idea? It could be if we build the raft here. That could be. Is this something doable? Like, that's not it either. Damn you, tree. This guy, can we, does it make sense to do this? No, because it gets trapped by the rock, so that's not it. It's gotta be this way. And then up here. That's what this guy does. But that is not the solution either. Same here, Brian. It's just... Can there really be that many moves? I'd like an algorithm type thing that tries to make every move with every tree, and just... I suppose that's a way to really figure it out. If you say there's 4 trees and each of them can move in these directions, and then just combine all the possible moves together until you arrive at the one solution that is there. If you could have a computer work this out, maybe this is actually how they've made it. Because which brain comes up with these puzzles? I mean, it's one thing to solve the puzzles. That's difficult enough, but put yourself in the mindset of somebody designing those puzzles. What does his mind look like? Adam, tell us. What do your minds look like? I feel we're this close. So 2 lying flat and 1 being the raft. I think, and all that in a straight line. Doesn't matter which order, I don't care. But that's the solution, isn't it? We start with the tree on the left. Come on, that's got to be the easier one. This goes here. Boom. Since it's difficult to push a lying down tree over this way, I think that's not the solution. So I suppose the raft... My money is on the rafts in the middle. Because that's something we can... I think that's something we can make happen. We did make happen earlier. I forgot how. But it somehow worked. I think it entailed having 1 tree lying down here. Namely like that. And then rolling the other 2 over. And then making that raft in the middle. Could well be aliens, Brian. That's very possible. This guy we've already established, he needs to go like that. No other way. But for him to be useful, he now needs to go up and on the stump. So that means we need to vacate the stump. I suppose this would be the solution of choice here. Make this guy go and roll over. Do you know, yes, and now I can go over here and do the same thing with this tree. And now we have it! We have it! Look at it! It's the solution! Ba-da-ding! Awesome! Thank you so much, island number 1620535. We have done it at last! Celebration with popcorn all around. Or coffee. My god, these islands are hard, aren't they? Oh, Baron Bonbon's sugar flakes are being featured. We need to see that. That's important. Hey, that looks just so childishly simple. Could it really be that simple? Of course it can't. Because as soon as we do that, we're screwed, aren't we? Dang! Damn you, Baron Bonbon! Yes. Instead, we need to have an alternate solution to this devilishly fiendish puzzle. I think we can all agree this large tree needs to go over here. But now perhaps we can knock this little tree over this way and then do something like that with it. Is that the solution? No, it's not. If we do what does this do for us? Nothing. That doesn't do anything. Damn. That doesn't do it either. Could it be then that the whole approaching the large tree is actually not what we think? Should we move it this way instead? But then of course, how do we do the two trees for the raft there without having to because that doesn't work. So I have to do something with this tree. So I think the only way that we can really deal with the large tree in a sensible way is literally to move it to the top, isn't it? It's the only way. That way and then this way. That kind of makes sense to me. If we could only make it so that this tree also stands up on that stump, which I think that's maybe our challenge here. Because this isn't how it works. Huh. And if we can't make that happen, then it stands to reason that it's not the solution. Unless, okay, so unless we use, instead of moving this tree over to the left already, let's move it over to the right and make him the thing that breaks the fall of the little guy somehow. Somewhere. But not that way. So either move you over, I don't know, over here. No, that can't be done either. That's really tricky. Because this tree can only really go right for it to have a meaningful impact on this devilish puzzle. This is really the only thing we can do with that tree. So that kind of dictates that. That dictates this. And this tree, if we can't roll it over immediately, then we have to go and roll it over here. It's the only way. And then for it to meaningfully break the fall of that guy, maybe it'll be this way somehow. Now that certainly will ruin everything. It's just 3 trees. We know what to do with 2 of them. How is it so difficult to figure out the 3rd? See, 2 little trees. I mean, how is it so difficult? Definitely. Also, definitely. And if this isn't the move, even though it sounds logical, then it has to be this way to do something else. Because if that doesn't work, or does it work? Does it? What happens if we do this and then that? Is that something we could entertain? No, because then we can't reach the island either. Ah. But could we? No, we can't. Ah. Brian, that is crazy. Let me see if I can do it. We're agreeing on this and that. Bottom tree goes in the water second. In the water second. So the large tree goes in first. Is that right? A tournament on this game would be great. People have solved this in 5 minutes or so. Unbelievable. There's the speed runs that are, I think, just under 5 minutes. It doesn't cover 599 islands, but there are people who go and do this in under 5 minutes. And I don't know how they do. I don't know how their brain works. I've been very intrigued by people who do Subnautica in about 9 minutes from start to finish, and I think that uses shortcuts. I think it might be the real record is about 16, and that's not using shortcuts. That's literally just playing the whole game. How? How does your mind work? Okay. Yeah, exactly. Just skip 99% of everything. That's the solution. Yeah, see, Darrell, the problem is, in order to do this meaningfully, that the two trees go over the raft, is if we do this with this tree, notice the position of the little tree, how it is on the stump. If I roll it in now, I need to roll the second tree over in the same way. And apparently there's no way to get it on there in that way, or not that I have found. So I can't move this on the stump like this. So I have to approach it in a different way, and the only way to do that is this. But now it's not the right orientation. So if I now roll it in, it'll build a raft here, and not like we had planned. So I think then, if we were to make this happen, we either need to change the orientation of this tree so that it can stand up on this stump, so I can knock it over like that, and then roll it in from here. But in order for that to happen, if this is in fact the right way, if this is the only way we can do that, this is the only way we can do that, then it means that if the bottom tree needs to go in first or be oriented the correct way, then we have to move this tree over here. And that also would make sense, because then it could be broken like so. But now is the tricky part. So if I go and if I need to put it up like so that it can break its fall somehow differently, that is not how we do that, because then I can't go over back there. Is it that I do this somehow? And then do I do something like that? Maybe? And then what do I do? Oh, it's too difficult. No, the raft doesn't move, no. So it could also be that I'm completely on the wrong track. That is also a possibility, that we have to make the raft in a different way. I mean, there is always the possibility that we utilize the large tree differently, so that we basically make this a raft somehow, and put that tree over here, and then somehow try our luck rolling things over here, or turning this into a raft or something. I suppose the bottom tree, if we just look at the bottom tree, I think this is the only thing that can be done with the bottom tree. Move it to the right. Otherwise, move it to the left or into the water. That doesn't really do anything. So we could do that. But then what? You know? Move it like that. So that would make a raft here. Does that help? Yes, you need if you wanted to move off a rock, if you want to push a raft over somewhere, you either need a rock or a tree that will also do the trick. So if this was a rock or a tree, doesn't matter if it's lying or standing or on a stump, then you could just push off. But a stump by itself doesn't do it. But if there was a tree on the stump, then I could go and board the raft like this and then move off. Then it would push the tree over, but it would propel me forwards. So that is a possibility. That would get us into the wide unknown, so that's also possible. Yes. But sometimes we build rafts so that we can just access places better. I'm still thinking the large tree up is probably the way to go. But in order to, or if we wanted to do it to the other side, then that would mean I'd have to sacrifice the little tree and have to do it this way, because otherwise the only way to do this with the large tree would to put him up, and then we could do something meaningful with the little tree. That's the only reason why I'm thinking that's probably the way to go. It also means we can now go and break its fall here. That's nice against this guy. It is, what do we do now? That is the big question. Is that helpful? In fact, go to the bottom island and not to the top island. The good thing is we do have a raft that gets us to a different location, so we can always try that if we don't get this done. But I feel like there's got to be a solution. I think it's just so close by. The bottom tree into the water as a first move like this, that might help. I mean, it's something to consider. Maybe it's something... If we do that and it's gone already, I mean, then it doesn't really buy us anything other than this. But maybe if we find a different solution, that might be nice. I mean, with the large tree, it would also fit right into this slot, and then we don't need rafts, so that's also possible. But for that, we'd need to push him at least down, and then to the left, I guess, so that we can push it down again, and then. But it's tricky to make. So if this is the 1, 2, 3 squares that the tree would occupy, in order for it to move, we'd have to go and move it to the left. That would work, but then we'd have to push it down, then over here, and then have to break next to the water for that to happen. So I don't think that is the solution. Into the water to the right of the big tree. Oh, okay. So if we do this, and then we go and put the bottom tree to the right of the, like this. You mean? That's a possibility. Together with, maybe Brian, together with, if we just knock this tree over, sacrifice it, we put this guy over here and we try this again. Like so. Does that do anything? Don't knock over the big tree first. Ah, okay, okay. That can be done. You see, this is also, this order of how you do it, totally different outcome. So we do this first. Righty. Bottom tree to the right, and now we'll get rid of this, and then same thing happens. But I like your thinking that we maybe do something like that first, and then try to you know, build on that. Okay, let's try this again. Let's work on that theory. This guy over into here. Does it? Can we do anything and salvage the second little tree at the same time? As this one, this basically just has to be sacrificed that way. It's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame. I'd love to be able to utilize this tree somehow better. I mean, the other option that we have is put the little tree into the water here, but turn it that way. That would let us chuck the large tree over to the left. I mean, that might buy us something as well. Let's try that. I don't know how that'll work, but it would let us. So there's another mechanic in this game that that when I do this, the left tree loses its leaves. When I do this now from the right-hand side, the right-hand tree will topple over the left tree. It's a mechanic that you just have to find out the hard way. So two trees next to one another, you push one over, nothing happens. But if you do that once and then go over to the other side, push that over, then it'll work. Doesn't matter which side you do it from. I thought maybe that's kind of cool. But it looks like there's no real way to get the little tree to stand up somehow in a different way. I don't think we can turn it around because there's nothing we can break its fall with. I don't know. Currently, this is the only way. Or to retain the second tree, we just have to do this. I mean, it would make sense. Roll both trees into here, then we can cross over, safe and sound. It was a thought, absolutely. You gotta you gotta think like that. You gotta think like that in this game. This is the only thing that makes sense to me. This and then something. It's the something that I'm struggling with. There's something else that needs to be done that I can't see. What happens now? Oh my god, it's the solution! That's how we do that. Good thing I caught that on tape because I'm not sure if I could do this again. That's how we do that. The double raft approach. I had no idea. Look at that. Do it again. I don't know how. I don't know how. Oh wow. Shall we try it again? Let's try it again. This was good. We followed that pattern, and I think we didn't do that then, did we? We did this. I think that was the way to go. Then we did that, somehow, and that, but not like that. Ugh. This was not the way to do it. Was it that we did this somehow? That and then that? That was it, right? Something like that? It totally wasn't that. Brute force. Hey, I can't remember. The good thing is I can just go back and eventually it'll bring me to the point in which it was like that. That is the solution. 2 rafts. I've done it. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I'm reading Baron Bonbon's sugar flake thing. Oh my, that was difficult. Did you know there were advertising billboards in England? Human marketing departments occasionally experimented with advertising to animals. These peacocks had promotional images bred into their tail feathers and thus could advertise products to other peafowl each time they fanned out their plumage. Yeah, just keep going. I mean, I might split this out as individual clips, like the really tough, hard islands. I might take little clips out of it and put them on my gaming channel. Or on my main channel, I don't know. But yeah, because there comes the time where some of us will have to recreate these solutions. We will have forgotten how to do it all by then. Didn't we have another raft that we needed to go and sail now? Let's go and do this. Let's go and find it, first of all. Do you remember where that was? Was it down here? My god, look how we've done all this. Crazy stuff. There was Popcorn Island here. We can totally have more popcorn. Was it over here? Where was it? Do you remember? Was it right there? I can't tell. I can't tell. Where was it? Man, I keep walking past it. Distracted by the popcorn. Where did you see it, Nate? It's not this. So this is the raft that we arrived with. So we can't push ourselves off against anything here. I was on the raft island and let go. Let me see. It wasn't this. That wasn't the raft. It was that. We've just been there. Am I blind? Can we go down further? No. Go right then up. Okay, cool. We'll go here. Right. Up, up, up. I'm totally up. At the uppest point. I might have to go further right. We're here. And right. And... oh, here. Yes, now I can see it. Sorry about that. Had tomatoes on my eyes. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Into the great unknown. Oh, double raft opportunity. No, actually single raft opportunity. We can't go on this island because there's a rock in the way. I can go back and forth, but I can also go up. So let's go do that. Thanks, Nate, for your patience. Lighthouse Island. So we'll come back to this. Instead, we're going up. Ah, very cool. And we've been here already. That's interesting. By the looks of it, we weren't quite sure what to do with this tree. Makes me wonder if this tree actually is to put it on the raft, move it over here, and give us a way out, something like that. This is a puzzle and a half. Let me go reset this island. Oh, that gets me here. Oh, you see, this makes so much more sense now. This whole island makes so much more sense now because I go down here with my raft in which I've just arrived. I now have this thoroughfare, as they say. And we didn't have that before. I think last time we were on this island, we couldn't basically reach the left part of the island in a meaningful way. Really? Oh, let's go back. Nate saw the solution. See, what did I do? What did I do wrong here? Let's go back. We'll go back here. There we go. So just push it up and see the windmill. My goodness, half of the solution was already there. Thank you, Nate. That is how we get to island 2031625. How exciting. Very good, Nate. Unbelievable. Haha, windmill. That's an exhibit and a half. It's an air mixer. Of course, it's an air mixer. Human air was composed of different gases like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and carbon dioxide. Obviously, humans didn't want too much of any one gas in the same place, so they invented big air mixers to disperse them evenly. Ow! It's a packet pirate thing again, is it? Hey, that is awesome. That is so cool. And now we can go. I'll go and explore the whole thing on the right in a minute, just to remember. What was this? This was a plaque. Truthier, right? Yes, I remember the Truthier thing. Is there anything else we explore here? Just want to make absolutely sure I'm not missing anything. some island to the top here. It's part of the puzzle of this game is literally trying to figure out what we've explored and where to go next. I mean, currently that's not such a big issue because we know where to go. We're going by the windmill. But once we get to a point where we've essentially solved everything, it'll be really tricky to figure out where to go next and find something that is still covered in white clouds. Let's go back to the windmill and see what else we can do. So like this is a puzzle here. There's a raft here. We've arrived with that and it looks like we could push ourselves up against the top, but we're not there yet. Cute little guy. You can get this for iOS as well if you want to play this on your iPad. Very enjoyable. Okay, windmill. Oh, just a brief overview of where we actually are now. So we've unlocked all of this. Looks like we're going further north. To... Is it an easy island? Is it? Is it? Yeah, kind of. Nobody wants too much gas in the same place. I totally agree. Yeah, this presents a problem, doesn't it? Or does it? Could this be... Could this be another way to go over by stationary raft? And then this is one in which we push ourselves off against, isn't it? Oh my! Hey, lots to explore. I think next Saturday. This was nice. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I'm going to park him by the windmill, have a quick look at all the things that we've discovered. 185 islands so far, so that is very, very good. I say, unbelievable. 58 exhibits. Much better than the other two games I've got going here. Let's see what we can do next Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. It was really nice to have you. And I'm thinking of doing some more Twitch sessions during the week. I never know if I have the time, but if I do have the time, I'll do that around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think once or twice. There's a couple of things I want to experiment with, and you know, if I can do that together with you, it'd be awesome. Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful Sunday. I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.